Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday, or happy whatever day you happen to be watching this workout. My name is Kata. Welcome to Kata B Fitness, and welcome to the Saturday Surprise Workout, which we do something different every week. Today we're going to be doing some mobility and stretching, a little bit of strengthening. All you're going to need is a resistance band, and then I personally like to roll up my mat and put it underneath my knees or underneath my wrist during some of the exercises. I will be demonstrating some of the drills seated or using a chair, but you can absolutely be sitting on the floor, wherever is comfortable. I'm just going to demonstrate that you can do a lot of these exercises using a chair for support or to sit versus having to get down on the floor. But we are going to go ahead and get started. I will say that if you've got a resistance band, we're going to do some strengthening for our shoulders at the very end of the workout. We're going to do our shoulder dislocates, and then we're going to do our banded pull apart. So we'll do some of those drills at the end, but we're going to go ahead and get started. And again, if you want to be sitting down on the floor, you can be kneeling, you can be sitting cross-legged, straight leg, whatever is more comfortable for you. I'm just going to go ahead and start in a nice seated position. If you would like to sit on the floor, but you find that you start to slouch or get a little bit uncomfortable, feel free to sit on a rolled up mat or a folded up towel or a folded up blanket to elevate your hips, and that'll take a little pressure off of your hip flexors. But we're just going to start nice, good, tall position, and we're just going to start with head tilt side to side. And we're just starting our mobility here, so we're not going for a deep stretch. We're just kind of getting movement. That's kind of the whole goal for class today, is to get movement. Good. Let's bring the head up, and then we're going to look to the right and look to the left. So mobility is about movement. Flexibility is stretching. How long can you get your muscles? Can you lengthen those muscles? Mobility is a little bit more of working your joints through their full range of motion. Good. Now we're going to bring it in the center, and we're going to tilt our head to the right, so shoulders are level. We're going to tilt our head. We're still looking forward, nose is forward, but now we're going to very gently nod our head yes. So we're adding in an up and down movement. Good. Now we're going to very gently shake our head no. And while we're doing these, I want you to notice if one side is a little bit harder to do than the other. Good. Let's bring the head up. Same thing, other side, ear to shoulder. And then we're just going to very gently nod our head yes. Now I feel a lot more tension over on this side in my neck. Good. And now I'm going to very gently shake my head no. And we know it's a lot easier to look down in this position, but we do need to lift our chin a little bit and also try to look up. Good. Just a couple more here. Let's bring our head up, and we're just going to shake it out a little bit. And we're going to draw a smiley face on our chest. So we're going to do right ear to right shoulder, then we're going to turn and kind of look at the floor, and then we're going to roll chin to chest, and then we're going to bring it over, looking at the floor on the other side, and then tilting so our nose is forwards. So look down, draw that smiley face, and then bring it all the way to the side, ear to shoulder. So a good way to think about this is we're just drawing a smile on our chest, or we're tracing our collarbones. Good, and let's bring it all the way up. Now we're going to work on our upper spine, so hips, knees, and toes pointing forwards, or find a position where our hips and our knees don't do a lot of moving. So we're going to take our hands lightly behind our ears, and we're going to take our elbows out to the side, and we're just going to bend to the right so that our left arm goes up. Now we're going to open that left shoulder behind us. Now we're going to drop our left ribs down towards our left hip, and we're going to open our right shoulder behind us. So right shoulder goes down, left shoulder opens, left shoulder down, right shoulder opens. And as you start to feel more comfortable, we're going to start to turn it into a figure 8, a little bit of a flow. So just nice, good figure 8s using our torso to do the movement. Hopefully as we start to go through these, you start to feel a little bit looser. It starts to feel a little bit better. Good. Let's go ahead and bring it into the center, and we're just going to roll our shoulders up, back, and down into our back pocket. So I'm going to head down to the floor. We're going to go through our Matador, our S-seat leg circle. So if you are going to be staying up here, all you're going to do is you're going to bring the leg up and pull and turn, and then you're going to switch. But I am going to go down to the floor, moving my chair out of the way. We're going to start in an S seat, which is kind of our 90-90 position. We're going to sit nice and tall. We're going to take our left leg in back. Our right hand can be by our hip. Lean back a little if you need to. We're going to straighten our leg. We're going to circle it around. And I'm falling over today. We're going to hug the knee, and we're going to open the torso. And then we're going to bring it back. We're going to straighten that leg, and we're going to circle it around. Good. So we're going to sit tall, circle the leg, grab the knee, and open. Close, straighten the leg, and circle it around. Good. If you need to, you can lean back a little bit, hold that tall posture, open, and close, straighten the leg, and circle. Good. We're going to do that one more time. Good, and now we're going to bring it up and over to the other side. So just come back into our S seat, adjust as necessary, straighten the legs, circle it around. We're going to open, close, straighten, and circle. So if you struggle with a little bit of hip mobility, this one might be challenging. So again, feel free to lean back a little bit more. Have that hand supporting you. Bring it up and around. Hug your knee. Open your book. Close the book. And bring it down. Good. We're going to do that one more time. So circle it up and around. Open. Close. And then circle. Good. Now we're going to go over to the other side. We're going to place the hand by our hip in the back. We're going to do kind of a bridge. So we're going to squeeze our glute, and we're just going to lift the hip forwards, and we're going to reach up, and then we're going to take it back down again. So hand by the hip, squeeze the glute, push it forwards, reach up, and then bring it down. Good. So squeeze, reach, and down, and it's all right if we don't go very far. Shoulders down, squeeze the glute, push that hip forwards, and in. Good. We're going to switch it over to the other side. Same thing. Kind of our S seat or our 90-90. Hand is by our hip. Shoulders down, brace the core, squeeze the glutes, reach the arms up, or I should say arm up, and then bring it back down again. So really think you're squeezing your glute, pushing that hip forwards and down. So if you're really tight, you might just be coming here, and that's all right. We all have to start somewhere. Good, reach it up. And down, good. I'm gonna do one more. Nice, good reach. And bring it in. Gonna flip over onto our hands and knees. This is a good one to put something underneath your knees. If you're staying seated or using a chair, some of these it would be better to do standing behind your chair if you can. A nice good hands and knees position. We're going to work on internal rotation of our hips. So hands and knees. We're going to rotate the hip in like we're trying to turn our thigh towards our other leg. Open the heel and the foot out to the side and then bring it back in again. So we're taking it out and in. So we're kind of pivoting that knee on the floor. Rotate the hip in. My core is stable. I'm bracing my core. I'm keeping a neutral spine. Working on the hip. Good. Now we're going to shift our weight just a little bit. Lift that knee off the floor. Fire hydrants out to the side. And again, hips stay level. Sometimes we let the knee come out and the hip rotates. Keep it nice and level. Lift and lower. Lift. Good. Now we're going to bring it in. We're going to do donkey kick, circle out, bring it around to the elbows. So donkey kick, circle out and in towards the elbow. Core is braced, squeeze the glutes. Good. Now we're going to go the other direction. So bring it forward, kind of knee to elbow, fire hydrant. Circle around to a donkey kick. Bracing that core, nice and stable. Good. Now we're going to take that leg back straight like we're putting the footprint on the wall. Note where your chair is so that you're not like me and kicking your chair into a bird dog. So straighten that leg. We're going to lift our opposite arm. Fingers out, rotate, palm up, and now we're going to lift and we're going to hold. So squeezing the glutes, squeezing the shoulder, bracing your core. 3, 2, 1. Bring the arm down, knees to the floor, hips back to your heels. And now we're just going to stretch a little. So give our knees a little bit of a break. Good. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So you can turn. I'm just going to turn so hopefully everyone can see. Nice good hands and knees position. Brace the core, stabilize, and we're going to rotate that other knee out and bring it in. This is another one to notice if one side seems to work a little bit better than the other. This leg rotates in a lot more easily than the other side did for me. Good, let's do one more. All right, now we're gonna shift our weight, keep our hips level, nice, good. Fire hydrants, lift out to the side and back in. Trying not to shift all of our weight into that opposite side. We're still trying to stay nice and level. Using those hip muscles, those thigh muscles to lift and lower the leg. Good. Hip circles. So start donkey kick, circle out, bring it around to the elbow. Just going for 3 to 5 circles here. After you've done 3 to 5, we're going to go the other direction. So knee to elbow, circle it around. Good. 2 more. Good. Now we're going to take that leg straight back, press the heel towards the wall, reach the opposite arm out, fingertips touch, rotate from the shoulder, palm faces up. And now we're just going to hold again, not letting the lower body or the belly drop. In 3, 2, 1, bring it in, hands to the floor, knees to the floor, sit your hips back, walk your arms out, give yourself a little bit of a stretch, a little bit of a break. Good. We're going to go ahead and bring ourselves up to a hands and knees position. We're going to do half kneeling. So we're going to take right foot in front, left knee is going to be on your mat, and we're going to go through our World's Greatest Stretch and then our Captain Morgan series. So we're going to take right foot in front, left foot is back. Now if you can take your leg farther out because you have the hip mobility, go for it. I just cannot keep my balance today. We're going to take that foot out in front, and we're going to take our hands down towards the floor. Our back knee is going to be on the floor, and we're going to start just doing a little bit of a press out and then a pull in of our hip. Now, if you're really tight, you can absolutely have your hands on a chair, a stool, or an ottoman, and same thing, press out and then a little rotate in. Press out and rotate in. So we did that internal and external rotation. Good. Now we're going to take the hand closest to our leg that we were using to help with our mobility. We're going to drop our elbow down towards the floor, and then we're going to rotate and open towards the ceiling. So you might be dropping it, this might be your drop, and this might be your open, and that's okay. So we're doing torso mobility here, but at the same time, this is a lot of hip, inner thigh, front of the leg. Drop it down and open. Good, last one, drop it down and open. So walk ourselves back, switching over to the other side. Same thing, so you can start in your half kneeling position. Walk this foot forward, drop your hands down to the floor. And again, we're just going to start, press the knee out, and then we're going to bring it back in. And I don't know if you can tell the difference. I know you're thinking about your own body, but this one is a lot harder for me to try to pull this hip in. So out and in. If you're standing, you can always just be doing some good internal and external rotations here. Good. All right. Going back down to the floor. We're going to take that elbow, drop it down to the floor, and then we're going to rotate, open the shoulder to the ceiling. So drop it down, and then bring it back up. Now, if you notice that on one side you can get to the floor, no problem, but the other side, you struggle and you're a few inches away. You need to work on some hips over there. Good. Let's go ahead and bring it back. We're going to go through our Captain Morgan series. So again, half kneeling. And the most important thing, again, you can do this sitting down, or not sitting down, but you can do this standing, holding onto your chair. So if your right leg is in front, you're going to be on the left side of the chair, believe it or not. No, right leg, right side of the chair. The most important thing here, I can't think today, goodness, I'm going to tuck my tail and I'm going to squeeze my glutes, and that's the most important thing to think about. What we're going to do is we're going to press forward 2 times and back, and then we start to open out to the corner. So hip stays pointing forwards, open to the corner, press it out, bring it in, out, and in. Good. And then a little bit farther. So each time you go a little bit farther, and it changes where we stretch. Now, if you can, we're going to try to open it out to the side. We're not turning our hip though, so now we're getting inner thigh stretch on both legs. Good. Bring it in, switching over to the other side. We're going to do the same thing. So half kneel, tuck the tail, squeeze the glute on this back leg, 2 presses forwards, keeping the ribs tucked, 2 presses, and then we open it out just a little bit to the corner, 2 presses, open it out a little bit more, and how far you go is between you and your hips. If you're really tight, you might not get to a full out to the side, and that's okay. So press it out and back. Good, we're gonna do it one more time on each side, and then we're gonna do some standing shoulders. This time we're just gonna do 1, 1, and 1. So tuck your tail, squeeze your glute, here we go. So press it out forwards, out to the corner, a little bit farther out. This is also good balance work, and out. Good, bring it in, one more time. I don't know about where you are, tuck and squeeze, but I can definitely tell it's humid today. I'm sticking to my mat, which is good. It's a sticky mat for yoga, but it's kind of making today a little bit hard for me. Press it out. Good, one more time, press it out. All right, when you're ready, we're gonna take that strong leg, bring it around to the front. We're gonna come to a standing position. If you wanna do seated, that's okay too. Hopefully we're feeling a little bit looser in those hips. And now we're just gonna swing the arms forwards and backwards. So just nice, good reach. Good, here's 2 and 1. All right, so flex your hands. We're gonna roll the shoulders up, back, and down. So elbows are straight. Really think about lifting your fingernails towards the ceiling. Palms are flat, as flat as you can get. Good, now we're gonna go the other direction. Good, and you'll see on this one, I'm not rounding my upper spine, it's all shoulder movements. Good, same thing, take the arms out to the side, flex your hands, and we're gonna wash the walls on either side of us. And this is one, start small, and then make it bigger as you feel more comfortable. Good, now we're gonna go the other direction. Nice, good circles. And then again, if you can, start to make it bigger, but you don't have to. So you and your shoulders make this decision. Good, shake it out a little bit. Arms up, palms facing up. We're gonna take those thumbs back towards the wall, and then we're gonna bring it in, pinkies touch. Thumbs to the wall, pinkies touch. Reach. Again, on this one, try not to puff out the chest and arch the back. Ribs are tucked. 2 and 1. Bring it in, shake it out. Just kind of roll the shoulders, move the body a little bit. All right, challenge. We have a teacup in our hand, teacup. So what we're gonna do is we're going to turn the teacup in towards our side. So now it's facing out the other direction, and we're going to bring it up and over our head and bring it back around to the front. This is a tricky one for the shoulders. So we're trying not to spill our teacup, and I am not perfect at this one by any measure. Good, so rotate in, bring it around, circle up and over, and you can see I kind of turn my body a little bit. So rotate, circle, bring it up and around and back down. Now we're gonna go the opposite direction. So we're gonna take it out, circle around the head, and bring it back in. I find this one a little bit harder. So take it up and around and out and in. This one is a struggle for me. I really have to work on my shoulders. I'm not very good at it. And that's kind of the whole point, right? Is to try to get a little bit better. Good, shake it out. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So we've got our teacup, holding it in our hands. We're gonna turn the teacup in towards our body, then we're gonna take it out. Then we're gonna bring it up and around, and back around to the front. So turn it in, circle it out, bring it up and around and in. So circle, bring it up, around and down. If I turn, circle it out, bring it up, around and down. Good, now we're gonna do the same thing going the other direction. So we take it out, circle it up and around, and then we bring it in. Good. So out, around. And I find it's easier on this side for me. Out, around. Of course, it could just be that's how it feels versus how it actually looks. Out and around. And then we bring it back in. Shake it out. Roll the shoulders, kind of see how you feel. If you have a wall nearby, we're going to do a wrist stretch on the wall. If you do not have a wall nearby, I want you to grab your fingers, stretch, pull the wrist back, but then we start to straighten our elbows. So we don't want it to be here. I want you to try to straighten so we get biceps in here as well. Otherwise, I want you to go out to the wall, take your fingertips pointing back behind you, and we're going to start by rotating our body, getting a nice good chest stretch. And I feel this one a lot. So if your wrist is really bent, you might be like me and you're still kind of facing that wall. But if you're a lot more flexible, then you can start to turn your shoulder away from your wall. But we don't want to feel pain. So if I come to here, I feel a lot of pain, like in my middle finger. So we're just pressing the hand to the wall. And again, make it a little easier. We're just going to turn. And you can try different positions. Can you take your fingertips pointing down? And again, you almost might sometimes need to just face that wall, but if you can turn away a little bit, cool. If you can't, that's okay too. Good, and then we're gonna release, shake it out. And then we're gonna do the other side. So same thing, straighten the elbow, stretch. And again, don't make sure that we're not keeping our fingers curled. I want you to try to straighten the fingers too, because we get into this curled position. We're gonna take our fingertips pointing back behind us. Shoulder is relaxed, and then if you can, you start facing a little bit towards the wall, and then you can start to turn yourself away. And notice I can turn away a little bit more on this side than I could on the other. So I'm a little bit tight in the shoulder here on that side. Good, and then if you're able to, we're gonna start to rotate. We're gonna take that palm facing down. And again, you may have to start facing the wall a lot more, and that's okay. Three, two, one. Good. Shake it out. Just wiggle those fingers. If you've got your band, we're going to do our band pull aparts and our shoulder dislocates. Now you can do this. If you don't have a band for the shoulder dislocates, what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you start away from the wall, back of the hand to the wall, and then I'm going to have you rotate pinky down and do circles. Start farther away from the wall, move closer as you start to feel a little bit looser, but start away from the wall. That's for the shoulder dislocates. But for the band pull aparts, we can all do this, whether we have a band or not. Shoulders down. We're going to take that left arm, lock it into place. Palms are facing up, shoulders down, and we're going to pull right thumb to the wall behind us. 10 reps. 3. Good. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to bring it in. We're going to take the right arm, lock it out in front, palm facing up, left arm, take it back. Challenge for this, you might get a little movement in the upper body, but we don't want to turn our upper body. We want this to be just shoulders. Good, 5 more. This is why I usually say start with a start with a light band. Good. Here's 2 and 1. Shake it out a little because now we're going to do both. Here we go, 10 of them. So bring that band towards your chest, thumbs towards the wall. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now take it back and hold it. 10 pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in, shake it out. Roll the shoulders. We're going to go for our shoulder dislocates. Yes, you can do this with a yoga strap or a band, or not a band, but a bar. So a light wooden dowel, but just be aware that a band is going to give you more resistance and it's going to make it a little bit easier. So shoulders down, palms facing down, wider is easier. So don't be afraid to start with your arms all the way out to the ends of the bands. As you feel looser and more comfortable, you can start to walk your hands in. So we're going to have shoulders down, palms facing back. We're going to kind of press it back like we want to wrap the band around us. And then we're going to take it out to the side. We're going to bring it up and we're going to take it all the way around if we can. And now again, we're going to bring the band around and wrap it around us. So take it out, bring it around, take it down, wrap, up and around, and then wrap. So what we want to try to avoid is we want to try to avoid bringing it up and then having to bend to get it down. So we want to try our best to go as far back as we can with a nice good circle and then bring it up and all the way around. Again, if you're using the wall, you're going to start away from the wall, bring it up, and then you're going to rotate down and around. And the looser you get, the closer you get to the wall. So set a goal for yourself. Try to do, say, 5 on one side, and then you can do 5 on the other. If you're feeling like I have happy, healthy shoulders, that's when you start to walk your hands in a little bit closer together and bring it around and then take it back and around. So this is one you start far out and then you start to walk yourself in closer to make it more challenging. After you're able to use the band and do a really, really, really good job, then you can consider moving to something that doesn't have stretch, like a dowel or a yoga strap. I always start with a resistance band, especially a light resistance band. Makes it easier to stretch. So I'd say try to do at least 5. I'm actually feeling really good today. Normally I kind of feel this, but today I'm not feeling too bad. I probably still look a little uneven, which I would 100% believe. Good. Bring it up. This is going to be my last one, I think. This is also our last exercise for the day. Good. All right, bring it in, shake it out. When you are ready, set the band off to the side. Since we've been doing a lot of holding on to things today, we're going to press our hands together. Keep the palms together, and I want you to spread out your fingers, not allowing the fingers to come apart or your palms to come apart, but spread and then release. Good. Spread them out. So spread them away from each other in all directions and then relax. Spread and relax. Good. One more time. Spread it out and relax. Let's bring the arms down. Big breath in. Spread the fingers. Spread your toes. Lift your head. Look towards the ceiling and exhale. Good. One more time. Big breath in and out. And you are all done. So I want you to give yourself a nice good pat on the back. That's just a nice good 30-minute mobility drill that you can do every day. This is a really good one to do before or after you go for a walk. If you feel better doing something like this after, when your muscles are a little bit warmer, especially in the winter, you can do this after a workout. You can do this. I know a lot of you walk and go for daily walks. This is a great one to do after you've gone for a quick walk. I did kind of not think to do a little bit of a full body warm up where you can just do your breathing. You can just do, some good marching just to get your body moving if that feels a little bit better for you than just starting cold. But the whole goal for this is to just move the body through your range of motion and find what is comfortable for you and you will make improvements if you do this on a consistent basis. So a couple times a week is usually what you want to do for mobilities. A couple times a week included in your program. I know it's not as fun and exciting as strength and cardio, but you really do need to get that mobility in because it will actually help you improve your strength, it will improve your cardio, and it will improve just how you feel and move throughout your day. I hope you enjoyed this workout. If you want to see anything in particular, please don't hesitate to let me know. I will say starting in September, I'm going to be adding a Wednesday and Friday morning 7 a.m. class on Zoom. You can just register for that on my website. Cost is minimal. I'd say go for a package or for a membership. It's going to be a little bit of a better deal for you if that's what you want to do, but it's not like $10 a class, I promise. Otherwise, I'm still doing the classes on Saturday. If you want to do more mobility, the Friday 7 a.m. class is going to be a full 30 to 45 minute mobility workout, so you can add that into your programming. Otherwise, have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you in class. So, bye.